Templeton, who we all know and love, is an influential speaker and best-selling author of 30 Second Success, Ditch the Pitch and Start Connecting. She merges AI and client attraction expertise to empower growth and time freedom. Her captivating presentations blend storytelling with practical advice, leaving audiences motivated. With a commitment to change and continuous learning, Laura's insights revolutionize business approaches. As a renowned author and client attraction specialist, she transforms lives, equipping both individuals I'm sorry, my glasses are not working today. Equipping both individuals and businesses to maximize productivity. Her legacy shines through dynamic speeches, offering inspiring roadmaps for success and the realization of untapped potential. Laura T. Love it.
Well, thank you so much for the opportunity to share this message today. It's a brand new presentation that I'm doing based on a lot of the deep work that I'm creating around helping people understand the value of including the technology that can up-level your brand communications. Many of you know me as someone who has been in the trenches for years, helping people understand how important it is to be very clear with your brand message, starting with that 30-second message. As the author of 30 Second Success, Ditch the Pitch and Start Connecting, we all know that it goes much deeper than just what you're saying, right? Your brand has to speak volumes even when your mouth is not open. So making sure that what you are putting out there in the world is essential to your brand development, your brand communications, even to the point that I wear my brand colors, right? And somebody recently noticed that my glasses are brown, just like my logo. And I have Hannah to thank for that awesome logo, by the way. Amazing, right? So when your brand is speaking for you, not just the messages that you are putting out there, but when everything is tied together and tied together consistently, it just speaks volumes, and you become that go-to person. People think of you even when you're not in the room. And that's what I would love for you to be able to create. And the best way that I'm teaching people how to create that now, especially being consistent, is by teaching them how to utilize ChatGPT to get their message refined really well and elevate that message so that the world hears what you have to say in the clutter of everything that's out there. Because we know social media is just cluttered with messages that don't make sense. I was reading somebody's post this morning, and she was talking about something that had nothing to do with her subject. Wait, why is she sharing this? And it didn't even tie it, like she didn't even tie it in. Like it was a great post, had really good content in it. It was really helpful for small business owners. I'm going, wait, about LinkedIn. What does this have to do with LinkedIn? It had nothing to do with LinkedIn. And she didn't take the extra step to tie it into her subject. So this is one of the things that I love helping people understand, even when there's really good content that you want to share that one of your friends is putting out there. How do you tie that into the work that you do? What does it mean to you? And how is it helping you in your business? That's just one piece. And you can utilize chat to help you do that. I am going to share my screen and go through a quick slide presentation. I'm going to keep an eye on the time. All right, so we're 8:19, so I have a few extra minutes here. So this might be fun for some Q&A time. All right, so let me share my slide deck with you. I'm going to start from the beginning. Sorry. I hit my stop video for some reason. Hold on a second. I need to. Of course, I didn't have the right slide base from the beginning. There we go. Everybody can see that? All good? So leveraging ChatGPT for better brand communications is a brand new presentation that I'm doing. And the importance of understanding how to incorporate technology into your business and the value that it brings is immense, right? There's the benefit of tapping into a great resource that we have. So let's dive into just the agenda for today. We're going to talk about how to reach your ideal clients, how to refine your brand message, and then how to reach. So it's research, refine, and reach. And that's what we're going to be focusing on. How many of you have recently done a real deep dive into who your ideal client is? Good to see hands going up there. That's really important to do consistently and frequently, right? Because sometimes we level up in our business. So when we level up in our business, a lot of times the clients that we want to work with may change, right? We may be going deeper, doing deeper work, and some of the clients that we've had in the past may not necessarily be ready to do that deep work with us. Right? So sometimes our ideal clients change for that reason. So I always encourage people to understand who your ideal client is, make sure that you're understanding the research, go in, do a deep dive into who they are, what turns them on, what gets them excited, what kind of questions are they asking, because even that can change over time. And why does brand communications matter? Brand communications matters because it is actually putting your stamp on the work that you do. It's helping the world see you in a different light. Your brand speaks volumes for you. Just like I was saying in the beginning of this, your brand helps people understand what it is that you do, even when you're not standing in front of them. It's the consistency that you're creating in everything that you're putting out there in the world. If you were, just think about it. And I know this is a conversation that Hannah and I have had around visual branding. If the images that you're sharing don't speak to your topic, it can confuse your audience. So being very clear, think about, and here's a prime example. Have you ever visited somebody's website and then you went to their LinkedIn profile and they look totally different? Stacy's laughing like, yeah, seen that. No, not you, Stacy. I'm not pointing any fingers here today. But that's what I'm talking about. Your verbal message is just as important. So what you are sharing with the world content-wise can make the same impact and leave the same impression. So think about it. If your message is confusing, your audience is confused. They're not going to know how to share you when they discover you and they figure out what it is that you do. It's number one, it's going to take them a little bit longer to figure out what you do if your message is a mess. And if you are not communicating that well, they don't know how to share you with their network, right? Because we understand how important it is to be referable. That's one of the most powerful ways that we can build our businesses is by being referable. So when you have a referable message that people can share for you, it just increases your reach. It increases your connection with your ideal clients. So meet ChatGPT. ChatGPT is fairly new. It's a chat bot that is open sourced on the OpenAI platform. So that's why it says chat.openai.com. There are many, and there are a lot of them coming into the market every day. ChatGPT just happens to be one of the resources that I love. They've done extremely well in coming to market quickly, understanding how to tap into AI to build a resource that can give you content based on the conversations that you are having with it. And I'm just going to read just a description of what it is. Chat-generated pre-trained transformer. ChatGPT stands for chat-generated pre-trained transformer and was developed by an AI research company called OpenAI. It is an artificial intelligence chatbot technology that can process our natural human language and generate a response. So simply put, you can ask ChatGPT a question and it will give you the answer, but it is based on human input. And here's the fundamental difference. You know how when you go to Google and you ask it a question and it gives you, multiple responses based on what it finds? It's a search engine. It's going out and it's searching the internet. Chat does not have access to what is on the internet. It has been programmed by human input. So think about it, and the human input that's been put into it was up to like 2021. So has anybody ever asked chat for like stats and you realize that they're like 3 or 4 years old and they don't apply to today? That's why. It's human input, right? So you have to remember that this is a conversational piece. It's designed to help you in the messaging and content creation. It's not necessarily designed in pulling information from the internet. to make sure that you understand that that's where the communications piece is very, very vital. Yes, it does carry, it does carry statistics. It'll give you quotes. Make sure that you're fact checking when you're asking that stuff and go elsewhere to confirm that information, especially if it's oral information. And that's why, because it's information that was put in was to help program the chatbot to understand key indicators. Like it's looking for keywords. It's kind of doing the same search within the knowledge that's been built into it as you would if you were searching Google for some really good information. It just figures out how to grab that information and put it into consumable content. So what I want you to do is think about ChatGPT, and this is one of the vital things that, I jumped ahead. Well, I want you to think about ChatGPT in this way. Think about it as a conversation. If you can train yourself to think of ChatGPT as a conversation and with a computer. So, and it's amazing that what they're doing with this technology at this point in time. They've actually programmed some computers to actually use chat, the OpenAI feature, to actually interact with humans. And it's very interesting to think about it from the perspective that this is nothing more than a conversation. It's been designed to have conversations with you. Everything that you put into chat, it's responding as if it's answering your question. So when you're working with chat, you're putting in prompts. Just think of it as questions that you are asking someone else. And then when they respond, what's the next question that your brain thinks of to ask them? So it's that interaction that we have with humans is what it's emulating, right? It's the question, the response. Okay, what's the next question? What's the next logical question that I should be asking here? Or wait, I didn't get the right answer. Let me ask that question in a different way. So becoming a really good conversationalist with chat is going to up-level the responses that you're getting. Giving it more detail, giving it more information so it knows what you're looking for is imperative. And it actually is a big time saver. So that's one of the things that I'm teaching a lot of folks in my my brand accelerator right now, using ChatGPT to build your business and your brand, improve your brand communications. And we are moving through this very rapidly and helping people understand the value of giving chat good information. So this is a little tip I want to share with you guys right here, and you can find it. I actually recorded a video on my YouTube channel about chat, how to create custom instructions for ChatGPT. And why you want to do this is you want to teach chat who you are. Because if you can tell chat exactly who you are, what you talk about, what are your favorite topics, what's your subject, who's your ideal client, how you want to be addressed. And this feature actually, if you go into here, if you follow the instructions in the video that I created on my YouTube channel, and I'll just quickly, bottom left-hand corner, this is not a live video, so I'm not going to do a quick, actually, I could do a quick demo when we're done here just to show you guys how to do this and what I mean. But in the bottom left-hand corner, you'll see your image and your email are there. And what you do, you want to click on the three little buttons to the right of your email, and it'll come up, and there'll be a series of, there's like a control panel. And one of the things is custom instructions. And you click on custom instructions, and you're going to go here. And it'll actually, if you hover over it, there'll be some suggestions on what to put in here. So it actually gives you a little bit of help of what to feed chat. So, but what this is, these custom instructions, once you put them in there, you no longer, like I used to have to go in and go, okay, I'm Laura Templeton, 30-second success, speaker, author, coach. Here's what I do. Here's my ideal client. Almost every single time when I was creating a bio or a speaker application, I had to put my information in. I couldn't just say, write a bio for me. Well, now that they put this custom instruction piece in, I have the custom instructions there. I can go in and say, write a bio for me or write a speaker application for this event. It's a women's event. The topic is this. I want to present my stand in your brand talk and give them 3 benefits of what they'll learn during my speech. and it spits it out. It's amazing. It's like now I don't have to reprogram it every time I go in here. So creating these custom instructions is going to save you a lot of time with your input. You can toggle it on and off, but sometimes I'm doing work for a client. I don't necessarily want to say, oh, create a 30-second message for me or create some content for LinkedIn for me. Well, it's going to give me my stuff, right? Now I need to go in and I can toggle it off. The other thing I highly recommend is make sure that once you get it the way you like it, and you can change this at any time, right? You can go in and edit it and change it. I keep massaging it to get it more like exactly what I want out of it. And that's the fun part, right? I'm challenged to go, it's not giving me what I want. I need to go change this, right? And I just play with it a little bit more. And it gives me the information that I'm looking for. So it really is a huge time saver. And again, that can't give you information about you unless it knows who you are. Right? It responds to you in a way, even in the questions that you're asking. It's not going to give you an answer that it might give to some, that somebody else gave it a totally different prompt, right? It's really tailoring its answers to how you are asking your questions. Like even in here, I put, responds. I like to be, I want to come from a place of authority, but I also want to be lighthearted and encouraging. So it has brought that into the fact that, and I also don't like to write long posts. I'm not a long post person, so I've asked it to give me shorter version posts. So but that's my personality. So I was able to put my personality in here as well. So this is a really important piece, and that's why I'm kind of hanging out in this space right now, explaining this part, because I want to make sure that everybody understands how valuable this particular section is. I know Margaret has had a blast with this, so she's really loving it. So one of the things I want to share, when you are researching your ideal client, you can utilize chat to really help you get into the nitty gritty. We talk psychographics, demographics, and all that stuff, and we really understand that. But when you start asking chat questions like, what keeps my clients up at night? What are the frequently asked questions my clients are asking? What is one thing that I can create that my clients really need right now? You start asking questions about what are their needs? Where are they showing up? How do they feel? What are some of the things that they're saying? Right? What are those things that you'd be surprised at chat's ability to understand who your ideal client is and understanding their concerns. Here's just a prime example prompt that I've asked just as a demonstration. Describe my ideal client, what they are passionate about, where they're hanging out. I've already told it who my ideal client is, right? I told it was founding females in their 2 to 3 years of business. I did that in the custom instructions. So I don't have to put that in here again. It's like, how do I know who my ideal client is? But now I want to know more about them. It's the research piece, right? Where are they hanging out? How can I position myself to help them overcome their challenges with improving their brain communications and regaining some me time with the help of ChatGPT? And it just like spits out this list. And what you can do with this information, there's so many great things you can do with this information, right? If you come up with a list of questions that your ideal clients are asking, create LinkedIn posts to answer those questions, right? Take those questions to LinkedIn, put it in a big graphic, and then answer the question. Are you asking yourself this question? Here's something that I share with my clients, right? Simple things like that. You can use this to really generate a lot of content ideas. You can actually even ask chat, how do my ideal clients like to consume content? Where are they showing up? Do they like social media? Or some of my ideal clients may not necessarily be spending a whole lot of time on social media because they are inundated with requests and work and trying to stay focused, right? So they like email because they can read it offline. They don't go down a rabbit hole. They know who they want to read, who they want to receive email from because they've said yes, and that's it. right? Most of them will use social media more for posting than for actually reading and consuming content. So understanding how you eat it, how the mindset, how chat can help you understand the mindset of your ideal clients and go much deeper than you've ever done before, right? You could actually even ask chat, what's the next level that my ideal client wants to get to? And how can I help them get there? It's amazing the responses you can get from chat. Right? And you can, there, and again, it's asking the next question. What's the next logical question? Like I'm looking at this and I'm like, oh, where are they hanging out? Great. Your ideal client is likely active on LinkedIn. Notice it didn't say Instagram, Facebook and all these other places. It knows where my ideal client is hanging out. And attending industry specific webinars. I'm like, whoa, there's an idea. What kind of webinar would my ideal client be likely to sign up? So this can generate new questions, right? What kind of networking events do my ideal clients like to attend? And where? So, it really gives you an opportunity to kind of really get into the nitty gritty of who your ideal client is so that you can speak to them at a totally different level. Remember, it's all about the clarity, confidence, and compassion in the work that I do. And it's reaching them on that deep emotional level. So asking chat, what's keeping them up at night? What are the questions that they are asking themselves and struggling to find answers to? What's one thing that I can do for them that would make their life easier? And those are the questions that really help you really define. I know I'm glad that Jill's recording this. I have prompts like crazy. I'll keep them. I teach people how to just write great prompts that get you the answers that you're looking for. And it's so much fun for me. We having a conversation. Jill, you know my book, right? My submission to that book there was all about being a conversationalist and collecting people. So that was an homage to my dad. He taught me how to be a good conversationalist. And if you're not a good conversationalist, I encourage you to work on that. It is so important, not just to have a conversation with people, but now to have a conversation with a computer to get the information that you're looking for more rapidly. So refining your brand message, that I absolutely love is now that you've done the research and you've really dug into who your ideal client is and chat, and you're actually, the fun thing to know is when you're doing that research and you're doing that refinement, chat is getting to know you and it is getting to know who your ideal client is based on the changes that you were making in the questions. One thing that I do want to show you, and I'm not sure if this one does it. No, I didn't ask it. All right, I'll show you in a few minutes if the next prompt might, next one might show it. But refining your brand really comes down to asking chat very specific questions, right? Do you want it to write a bio for you? What's your brand message, right? What is that great tagline that you want? You can ask it for taglines. You can ask it for your 30-second message. And you can ask it for rewrites, right? There's sometimes where I feel like I am actually going to different networking events. And sometimes it's a networking event with women. And other times it's a network with, a network that has men and women. Sometimes it is executives, right? I do a lot of work in a different space with my corporate stuff. So I'm meeting with executives. So I need a slightly different message. So I can actually tell it where I'm going, how I'm using that message, and who it's for. It's to refine that message. Sometimes, you want to make sure that message is really digging in. Now, you know me, I'm all about, have one really good message that you can spit out, comes out consistently each and every time so that you don't get tripped up when you're at events. Yes. But that doesn't mean you can't play with different messages when you're on Zoom, right? Have that one really good message that's your go-to every single time, and just refine it, tweak it, little tweaks, right? Get really good at getting that message that speaks to the heart of what your client is struggling with. It's about the compassion. Sorry, I keep looking off to the side because you guys are all over there and I should be looking here.
Hey, Laura, you're at 8:40, just to let you know. How many more slides you got?
I can run through these quick.
Okay, perfect.
So here, we just talked about refining your brand. Again, putting really good prompts in here. I just got like 3 more, Jill. This is one thing that I want to show you. When you ask it a second question, see how this says, this is another video I got to make today. See how it says 2 of 2? I put in a prompt one time and I didn't quite like it. So I went over and hit the edit button and edited the request. And now I can toggle between the first response and the second response. So it doesn't go away when you rewrite, it keeps it, and it keeps them in a stack. So the original response is there. So you could kind of like, if you like, oh, I liked something from the first one, but now I like something from the second one. They're not quite, they're not. So you can kind of have them both and work with that. But again, it's really about what you're asking and how are you asking it to give you the information that you want? What is it? And tell it what it's being used for, right? Create a paragraph for a profile page in a women's networking organization. Of course, this was all about virtual networkers. And what do they want to know about you? So what's something fun? Make sure that you're putting that in there. So, and then the next piece is about reaching your ideal client. Once you have all of this information, like a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, I'm on information overload because chat's just like, you could go down a rabbit hole with chat. And I warn people about that because it is fun to extract information. But reaching your ideal client, don't just let that information sit in chat. Take those conversations, that information that chat's giving you, massage it. I say it's about 80% done. So make sure you're putting about 20% of your personality into it, right? Play with it a little bit, add it. I've gotten really good at asking chat prompts to the point that I can almost copy the whole thing and use it elsewhere because I know it's my voice. Right. And when you get good at creating those prompts, all you really need to do is just go through the edit and make sure it doesn't say something wonky or repeat itself. A lot of people know, when I don't know if you've noticed this, if somebody's cut and pasting something from chat, if they have it has a tendency to almost like repeat itself, just reword a sentence. Like, wait, I think I just read that sentence up there somewhere, and now it's saying it again down here. So just be cautious of that. So make sure that you're editing. Editing is really important. But reaching your ideal clients, and this is powerful. This is powerful. You can use this information consistently everywhere you're showing up. Your website, your content, your profiles that you're putting out there, your directory inputs, and that's where the rubber meets the road. You can now create more content with more consistency. Your newsletters become easier to write. You're being able to be consistently putting something out on email, creating videos that your ideal clients want to consume. If that pops up in your research that your clients like to consume videos or look for how-to videos, create those videos for them, right? It's not necessarily the how-to, it's more of, quick tips are really helpful for your clients. Bite-sized chunk, like, it's amazing. And this is one of the things I love asking. Create a list of all the different types of content I can consider creating for my clients and audiences, right? Boom, there are 20 different recommendations in this list. And then I can go, oh, wait, webinars. Dives into leveraging ChatGPT for business. All right. The next thing what do you think I'm going to ask it next? Create an outline for a webinar about a deep dive into leveraging ChatGPT for business success, right? It's like giving you a blueprint, things that you can create for your ideal clients. That's the simplicity of working in ChatGPT. It's like how many of you have ever struggled with creating a lead magnet because you just don't know what to do? What kind of lead magnet would my clients want? Ask Chat. You'd be amazed. I have generated numerous lead chats to the point that I have a whole folder now of different lead gen lead magnets that I'm just in love with, because it's like I do communications for a living and I was banging my head against the wall on lead magnets because I give everything away in all my talks. So it's interesting, it's interesting, the power of it, and the ability to have chat see you for who you are, and then to help you to be able to reach your ideal clients is an incredible feeling. It's like you finally have the tool that's going to elevate your business to the point of reaching the people you are meant to serve. And that's the power. So leveraging ChatGPT for better brand communications. Let me show you how. I'd love to be able to work with you. I am probably going to be running my brand accelerator course end of October. So if you want more information about that, just pop waitlist into the chat. Happy to add you to that wait list once I have that the date set for that. So thank you so much for your time. This was awesome. I'm so glad. I hope you guys got a lot of information out of this. I could talk about this stuff all day, so don't let me go on, Joe. Good. Questions?
Laura, I don't think you need an outline for a webinar. You already have it because you could probably easily fill 45 minutes with that content. Great information. We have time for one question. I'll call on somebody, but if you got more questions, put them in the chat box because I know Laura will and be happy to answer them. So who's got that one question, succinct, short question? Now I'm adding qualifications to it.